Arriving at the start for the Cup, but a short time ago before Danny got on the horse, Andrew spoke to him.
Well, Dan, everyone you talk to wants to tip Dane River in the Seymour Cup, probably because of that obvious form lines. Everyone that's run in the Golden Nugget has either won or run a terrific race.
Yeah, he was very impressive the other day. It was a solid win and beat them very easily. He looked very strong on the line, which I think is very important.
May have been, some people say, a leader's track, or it helped them at Ballarat to win that Golden Nugget, but it was the way that he did that last 150.
Well, I rode on the day and it definitely was a leader's track. There was an advantage bias there, but in saying that, the horse hasn't gone up in the weights too much, and he's very well, the horse, and I'm sure he'd be very hard to beat.
Always seems to be a lot of pace on in the Cup, a bit more than normal, but from that barrier you should be all right.
Yeah, well, I've drawn ideally to sort of sit on the speed. I'll talk to Brian and ask him exactly what he wants to do, but I've ridden this horse when Bradley Mazzato trained him, and I won a few races on him, and he's not a hard horse to ride.
Officer Bar Brady looks a good hope later on too.
Yeah, he might be coming to the end of his campaign, this horse. He ran very well still the other day. I thought he could win the run he had, but he was probably a shade disappointing the last furlong, but he's in a race where he's going to be competitive again, so he'll be there somewhere.
All right, well, you've got a few stars here behind you, mate. They want to catch up and have a word with D. Nikolic. Good luck in the Cup.
Thank you.
Thanks, mate. Dane River is the ride for D. Nikolic in this race coming up. There we go. Have a look at those kids. They're having a good old time with Dan. They're having a good old chat with one of the stars. Let's hope they're celebrating after the win in the Cup.
Dane River at $2.40, the favourite. Beresney at $7.40. Little Dozer at $9.90. They're starting to move in. Hawkesbury, the fifth, dividends, 512, Chewer Man, $28.47, Equendi, $130, Autocratic, no third, the trifecta, $426. Dane River is positioned in line as we head to Matt Jones to call the Seymour Cup.
Is being vetted, but it looks as though it is in the barrier at the moment. Now, Storm Edition, Beresney away with Chiming Door, and also Panoramic Lad and Little Dozer. Now the last couple getting set, Storm Edition going forward, Panoramic Lad and also Beresney along with Little Dozer. Two to come up, Little Dozer and Beresney. British Busker is in the line. Now Beresney coming along, Little Dozer to go forward. Favourite is Dane River, $2.40. And they're all set to go at the mile. The Newlands Thoroughbred Seymour Cup. Favourite Dane River, a quiver drawn in one. Race over the mile, and now they're off and running. Starter caught them in a good line. Oliver Beer out wide away well with Raw Instinct. Gunner Matter. Dane River's got speed as they settle. Just behind them, Palace Chief with a quiver, and then came British Busker out wide. Panoramic Lad, Chiming Door, Storm Edition, Yoruba. Well back in the race now as they settle. Beresney, Little Dozer, and Merlin's Law last of all. The favourite Dane River's gone to the front. After 300 metres, the favourite Dane River strolling clearly in front of the 1200 metres, and it strides out two in front from Oliver Beer. A neck away third on the inside, Gunner Matter. 2.5 away with good speed in the race. Raw Instinct getting up to fourth. A quiver in the pink colours back on the inside, running fifth. Then Palace Chief at the 1,000 metre mark. Speed looks very good. 2 lengths away. Then British Busker on the inside. Next Chiming Door midfield. 1.5 lengths. Panoramic Lad. Then came Little Dozer the inside. Storm Edition worse than midfield. 3/4 Yoruba. 2 lengths Beresney, and 2.5 away Merlin's Law last of all. Heading down the side. They've got 700 metres left to go, and it's Dane River striding clearly in front. The favourite 2.5 clear from Oliver Beer. Shown the whip. 600 to go. Then Gunner Matter next on the inside. Then Raw Instinct followed by a quiver. Further back in the race, Palace Chief, 2.5 away, British Busker. Then Panoramic Lad pulling out 3 deep. Little Dozer back with Chiming Door. These are a mile off the lead, followed by Storm Edition. Well back in the race, Beresney, Yoruba, and Merlin's Law, but it's Dane River. He's out 3 lengths in front of the 250 metre mark from Gunner Matter. A quiver down the middle is starting to give chase. Then Raw Instinct, Palace Chief, and British Busker, but it's Dane River. Hard up against the inside, 3 lengths in front. Gunner Matter, British Busker are trying to pick up Dane River, but they will not. And Dane River, the favourite, in no danger, and Dane River takes the Seymour Cup by 2.5. British Busker second, tight third Gunner Matter or a quiver, then Palace Chief, and further back in the race then came Yoruba, then Chiming Door. Next in the race, Beresney, Merlin's Law, Little Dozer. Behind those, Storm Edition with Panoramic Lad and Oliver Beer, after sitting on the pace, has run last. Unofficially, the time 1:34.3, and Dane River has won it very easily, number 10, 16, which is British Busker getting up for second. 10 from 16. It'll be a photo third. And unofficially the time 1:34.3. And the horse that on form just could not be beaten has won, as you would expect. Now third has gone to number 6, Gunner Matters. So 10, 16 and 6 are the numbers, and Dane River, a lone figure coming down the straight, about 3 or 4 in front. Gunner Matter was giving chase, but Dane River, they couldn't get near it. British Busker out wide making ground with a quiver, and also Palace Chief late in the race, but Dane River has won it easily. Number 10 coming off a Gold Nugget win, ridden by Dan Nikolic, prepared by Brian Mayfield Smith, a 5-year-old bay gelding by Dane Hill at a Star of Light. And Dane River takes out the Seymour Cup and boosts its record now to 7 wins from 11 starts, and the prize money pushes it well over the $100,000 mark. 10, 16 and 6 are the numbers. Second in the race, number 16, British Busker. The first emergency, Karen McAvoy, the rider. Brian Cox, the trainer at Wodonga, by British Banker out of Kentucky Road. And third in number 6, Gunner Matter, Matthew Allen and Tony Noonan. A 5-year-old bay gelding by Snippets out of Savannah City. Numbers here 10, 16 and 6, 4th in 3 and 5th in number 12 after the Seymour Cup race number 7.
So Dane River wins it well at 240 and 150. Having a look at some of the shots behind the gates before the start, he looked terrific, and it has won easily from British Busker at 380 and Gunner Matter at 670. The trifecta $511. Here's Andrew at Seymour.
All right, we're joined, and Brian Mayfield Smith, well done. You've had a big weekend.
Yeah, it's been great. Yeah.
Well, what sort of pressure did you feel, if any, because the form out of the Golden Nugget, it's been left, right and centre?
Yeah, I was pretty confident going into the race because I just thought he was a class above these. And, you know, as you say, when you take a line through the form around him, and he's been going really good at home. So, I mean, it was just a matter of whether something unforeseen happened, but I felt if everything stayed even, well, he'd be too good for him.
He just kept going. He's obviously a free-rolling horse that he just likes to go along at his own pace.
He is. I mean, I've said a couple of times before, he reminds me a lot of a horse I had called the Collector. He just used to love getting out in front and just bowling like that. They don't ping and sprint when you go for them. They just pick up another length or so, but they just increase the pressure, and it's pretty hard to catch them.
What's next, another Country Cup here, or will you step up a little bit into the Carnival?
I'll just think about it. I like to space his runs because, you know, he's had leg problems and that, and you've got to manage him through that. So part of that management is looking after him as far as racing goes. You've got to be careful now, the tracks are getting a bit firm. Yep. So, yeah, just think about that one.
What about all the others from yesterday? Just quickly, have they all come through good? It was a pretty firm track yesterday. Yeah,
Prince Rubiton and Rubitano jarred up a bit on it, but they all pulled up well and they all ate well, so
okay.
They come through.
I don't want to scare you, mate, but I've been told Dan Nicolic's got off the horse halfway down the straight. We'll let you go, Brian. He's back on now, Brian. Back on now. I'm not too sure what happened there, but Dan Nikolic is back at aboard and he'll come back, so we appreciate Brian Mayfield Smith having a word. Dane River, the winner of the Newlands Thoroughbreds Seymour Cup.
All right, no concerns there.
Interstate.